Rona Bali protected, presented by Hurley, underway, quarterfinal 3. Now unfolding with Jordy Smith starting this one off deep in the tube, finding his way out onto the open face. Some of the best conditions we've had in an epic 7-day window so far. The waves have been firing and the tide just seems to be hitting that perfect peak where the barrels really start to funnel. Ronnie Blakey with Strider Wasilewski. Strider, what about what we're seeing unfold in these quarterfinal heats?
Get out of town, are you kidding me? Look at this wave from behind it, drives up through it, stays right perfectly in the bubble, the biggest part of the barrel, and then comes out. The cutback, not much, but the combination into that little lip line clack right there. Watch this tube, right? He gets up into it, and he's perfectly positioned in that little bubble. The same kind of bubble that happens even at the wave ranch, oddly enough. But you can get into that little zone, and when you sit right in that perfect place, you're just flying through the barrel. And that bubble is created by the wave curling over, that little bit of whitewater foam behind it, and the lip line drawing off the reef in front of it. So you've got this great combination.
Let's see how he responds to Jordy's 957. Having a look at this one. It's standing up nicely. He takes his time with the takeoff to get well positioned for the barrel, but he cannot find the exit. Advantage, Jordy Smith.
Philly boy, come on. That's not the Toledo I'm used to, the soul-arching Brazilian.
Yeah, make it to the beach and walk up and wait for that score. It was hard, but you know, when I got read out, I was pretty happy.
Sealing the deal with a solid performance, but big props to William Cardoso too. Unbelievable effort from him. Here goes Filipe Toledo out the back, trying to chase down Jordy Smith now. Into that bowl, surfing with a lot of speed. Swings that tail. Doesn't go into the rotation on that reverse. So that'll be his best wave to date.
You can see it in his surfing. Watch how fast he's going and how fierce he looks. He pulls into the barrel, finds himself the perfect little exit, comes out, but doesn't quite catch the rail into that turn, which is what's going to kind of hinder that score a bit. Almost would have liked to see him just fly into it, doing that above the lip surfing we love from him. But God, look at how well he surfed the barrel, came flying out. That turn right there came up a bit funky, so it put him off on the end of that as far as the finish.
Still, it just didn't feel like Filipe was performing with that real confidence that we've seen from earlier on in the year. Here goes Jordy now looking for that backup number. Lays that one over to get started.
You can tell he wasn't overly excited with the turn that he did there. The thing came out kind of flat or in the barrel. This one for Jordy comes up, starts really well, but see how flat it got at the end, how it slowed down and how he kind of leaned back into it. The rest of it was a little off tempo, but big score for Jordy.
Filipe up and loading up the speed. And this is fun. Jordy's definitely put him up against the ropes. And you know that Felipe's going to come out swinging every time he's kind of gotten to his feet.
I think it's going to be tough. I'll get back to it.
All right, Filipe driving up into the pocket. Tries to explode out of the lip there. Can't quite complete though. So he'll head back out. But we saw that similar turn on the Gold Coast. He's just so elastic. He's really working hard to add some strength to his surf.
He really doesn't need much to take the lead out of this heat, and then he's going to put the pressure back on Jordy.
And you know he can drop something big on one of these smaller rides too. Filipe, so much speed. Hammering down the line, he doesn't see a steep enough section to do something exciting for us, so he opts out. Still going to be looking for that 5.92. Look at the venues where he's had success, always in front of big crowds, so I think Karamas definitely plays into his favour. Have a look at the meat in that turn. Jordy Smith holding that rail for a long period of time, moving through to the inside. This is going to be a better backup. He'll get rid of this 3.17, tucks into the barrel, punches through the curtain.
The big fella out the back. This first turn is money. Raw. That's just meat and potatoes on the rail surfing. That's the kind of stuff we love. I think I'm going to eat that all day long. I'll take that. That was breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Filipe on the outside. Let's see what he can do. We want to see him get back in this heat. At 9.57.
Kick
It's
out.
a hard pill to swallow. And Felipe's going to try and make up some points here. Landed awkwardly there. But he looks all right. He's going to get back out there. 9.5 minutes to go.
Philly not to have it. He's got the engine on. Filipe Toledo off the bottom. Stays in the face. Rail car down into it. Grabs the rail. At that point right there, I felt like, ooh, I don't know if he should stay in it. But if he would have stuck this big air rotator on the inside, it would have been amazing. Going to put Jordy Smith in a situation where he's going to need a score. And that's what we want to see.
All right, well, here we go. Just over 7.5 minutes to go. Smith going looking for something better than a 5.67. And as you can see, that section just kind of laid down flat on him.
He's going to give it a look as well.
Both these guys, if they want a world title, they're going to have to get it done before Hawaii. But here we go. Jordy Smith up into the section. There's that confidence we were talking about.
You know, this is the replay of the wave in front of Toledo's, which is a pretty awesome little lofty one out in front of it.
Filipe, though, he stands tall under the first section of this one, comes out and unloads, swinging that tail. And let's see what else the 23-year-old can do as he hammers down the line. Just trying to add small points wherever he can at this point in time. Swings the tail and just stands there. Dad likes it. He did need a big number, an 8.42. It was a solid start, wasn't it?
I don't think it's really going to be a crazy score, but this tube was pretty sweet and a big gouge in the face. Gives a couple of setup cutties and never really does much else on the wave, but you have to put it into comparison. Was it a point less than the 9.50? Does it give him the score at an 8.5? Does well to get under the hood. That right there was pretty crazy looking how progressive he got off the end of it. I loved it. And if they're comparing the two, you got to really look deep. You think about the score they gave to Mikey Wright in that last heat to get the win. Was that the score?
So he now needs a 7.78, and he's making a move, a smaller insider, tucks into the barrel. He's not going to find his way through this one. That might have been his last shot at it. 25 seconds to go.
Hey, anytime your opponent comes out of the gates with a 9.5, you're going to think you need to do more than you need to do. And that's all on Filipe Toledo, though, right? Because he's the one who's got to put that out of his head, and he's got to reposition himself mentally and go at the heat from the same point before that score dropped.
Jordy Smith on his way to his best finish on the CT in 2018.